So I made this video just so you can get a sense of how I do the acting out in order to get in touch with a certain memory or a certain state of mind, so I can analyze it from the inside. That was that was the purpose of this video. And by doing that, I'm able to analyze the in-between of situations, kind of like get a better sense of the analysis. There's some that when I'm able to get in touch with it more, I'm able to I act out the situation a bit more. So there's an event, and I go back in time and forward in time to try and get a better sense of what's going on there in a particular moment that I'm trying to analyze. So I do that in my mind as I'm acting it out. Yeah. Trying to get my mindset, but I think I'm too numb right now. I'm not fasting, so I can't really get a hold of the memory. I can't really put myself fully into the memory because I've been a bit indulgent today. I drank 2 milkshakes. Cereal, cookies, 8 cookies at least, 9 cookies, and then these are different flavors, different types of cookies. Oh, and then there was the bag of cookies. Yeah, so I've had a lot of sugar. I've been a bit indulgent, and when you're indulgent, when you're not fasting, you kind of get numb, and so you can't really focus. You can't really focus on the subtle things. You can't really pinpoint the subtle things when you're numb. So that's becoming a problem right now. But I'm gonna keep trying because I really want to figure this out. Situation and the one that I did right now, it was kind of difficult for me because I am numb, and I wasn't really acting out the event because nothing really happened in the event. Everything was just inside my head, and I remember the action that I was taking was simple. I was achieving the goal by just mad dogging people, basically, and that's what I was doing right now. So I was acting it out in that sense. problem a few days ago is that I was stuck in a certain mindset and I couldn't get out, mainly because I didn't want to get out. It took me a while to figure out what was going on. It took me a while, like maybe 2-3 hours. I went to this place to do something, and I ended up not doing anything because I couldn't get out of this mindset, and I didn't know what was up. It took me the whole time I was there to figure out what was going on. Yeah. I couldn't even use the system because I didn't want to. It was all in the intention. There was no intention, there was no desire to use the system. So now I'm trying to figure out how to get out of it. But I can only figure out a legitimate way to get out of it from the inside if I experience it from the inside again. And so that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to re-experience the situation. So I've managed to bring this memory. So I managed to bring this memory, and now I'm analyzing it, and I'm trying to figure out what to do next in order to get out of it. The thing that was missing is that I was picturing the situation, but I had no intention. I was just playing it forward like a movie, and not like an actual story, not like an actual intention. So now. So I had no intention within that playback. So I added some intention as if I had as the one I had in real life, and then I was able to trigger it. So there. So now I'm trying to figure out how to do it. Okay, how to get out of it. And the things that I wrote down are just things that I kind of thought of, exhaustive options. Shadows of higher dimensions, which is just experience everything within until I get a better sense of what's going on. Exhaustive options, like think of stuff, like think of the situation in different ways. The problem is that when I'm in that state of mind, I don't want to think of the situation in different ways. I just want to do one thing, and that is be in that state of mind. The other problem is that I do not perceive hate as pain, so there's no motivation to get rid of the pain either. There's no more, I want to stay there, and hate and the anger and the hate and the fear, it actually feels good. So then there's that buildup, and then I release it by actually acting on the hates, and then when I do that, I get my reward. And so it seems like a pretty good system to stay in. That's why I have no motivation to get out of it. So now I'm trying to figure out, the thing that popped into my head right now was this. Exhaustive options, just by chance, I guess. While being in that state of mind, I think of different situations. Just because that's what the mind naturally does, exhaustive options. And I just happened to switch the scenario around, and I thought there could be a way out. Other than that, I'm not really sure at all. Embodying volition, applying volition to the hate, embodying the hate. So, not resisting it, but embodying it. It seems like I'm already doing that because I'm willing to be there. But I think I am missing another level of embodiment, another level of volition. And I think the reason for that is because I'm numb. There's a subtler sense, there's a subtler aspect to the hate that I'm not embodying, and that's why I stay in it. And because I'm not embodying that one, I don't find the way out. And the reason why I'm not embodying that subtler sense is because I'm not sensitive enough, or I'm not fasting. And that could very well be the reason why it took me such a long time to figure it out, because at that point, in that day, I had finished fasting, so I wasn't fasting at all. I had something else, but I forgot, which means I'll go back to it and see if I can remember it, see if I could think of it again. The other positive, okay, so the case here, what I'm trying to channel into is negative narrative. Negative concave, I call it. A more positive view of the world is trying to break in, and I'm trying to get rid of it because that's not what I'm analyzing right now. I'm trying to analyze the negative world, the negative narrative. So, I don't want to have any positive thoughts right now, breaking in, distracting me from my analysis. Because these positive narratives, yeah, they break in right now, they soothe me right now. But when I'm in the real situation, they're not going to be there. They're not going to come as easy. So I need to be able to control it myself. I can't just count on chance to have these positive perspectives. Oh, shoot. I guess the pencil might go. I just realized something. The reason why I couldn't get out of the negative narrative, the negative concave, was because my goal was a negative goal, solidified. I didn't have an established goal, so my goal became a negative goal, and appropriately a negative concave, in order to achieve that goal, that was appropriate to achieve that goal. So the negative concave is actually a positive concave, perfect and appropriate to achieve that certain goal that I had in mind. That's the answer. That's why I couldn't get out. Because I had my goal was to act on that hate the way that I did, and I was doing exactly what I wanted to do. It makes sense. So it's perfect, the system works. It wasn't negative concave, it was an appropriate concave for the goal that I had. So there was nothing working against me. I was using the system exactly how it was meant to be used. And I was achieving the goal. I was even achieving the goal that I wanted to achieve. I had more subtler goals, of course, but I was ignoring those goals. I wasn't in tune with those goals. And because I wasn't in tune with those goals, I didn't care to achieve them. I had more, I'll repeat it, I had more subtler goals, and I wasn't in touch with them. Why was not I in touch with those subtler goals? Simply because I wasn't sensitive. In other words, I was not fasting. I was numb. So I couldn't be in touch with those more subtler goals. The only goal that I was in touch with was to create discord, and the narrative that I was embodying was very appropriate to achieve that goal. Okay, let me see if I can, because it feels like I need to say something else, but I can't think of it right now. Let's see what we got. So in other words, how do you get out of that state? You don't get out of it, because that's the state that you want to be in. Just like I said, I couldn't get out of it because I wanted to be in there, and it didn't feel like pain. It felt like I was achieving something. It makes complete sense now, because the only reason why you would be in there, having that type of goal would make complete sense for you to want to be there, for you to want to embody that, because that's what you want to do, that's what you want to be. It's the goal, and you're achieving it. It's not that you want to get out of it. The reason why it's so hard to get out of it is because that's what you want to do. Yes, that's true. And if your question is still, how do you get out of something that you want to do? Or why is it that you wanting to be there makes it harder for you to get out of it? It's because you're accomplishing exactly what your goal is by being there. Yeah. So you can't use the system against it, because it is this. You are practicing the system. You can't destroy it with anything in my notes, because it is. The system is already being used. It is the practice of everything I have here. That's what I noticed. So I guess the thing is now, let's go back. It's not wholesome action. You didn't reach the level of wholesome action, eudaimonia. You're still in the level of essence, which is still appropriate. Yeah. And what is eudaimonia? What is wholesome action? Is not needing to achieve any goal. Yeah, so we're not at that level yet. That's fine, that's fine. Okay, yeah, it still makes sense. So at that time I was trying to practice eudaimonia, or wholesome action. I'll say wholesome action, it's easier to understand. I was trying to practice wholesome action. At that time I was trying to practice wholesome action, but I couldn't get around to it. Why? Because I was stuck in essence. Right. Okay, so if there's any question to this, is how to get from essence to wholesome action. What I have in my notes so far is simply eventually when you collect enough shadows, when you collect enough patterns, you'll see that it makes more sense to be in a wholesome action state, to adopt a wholesome action state. Yeah. The other way to get out of it is to get in touch with a higher goal, to leave that goal behind. But the only reason why you would get rid of a goal that you have isn't if, it's like, why would you do the opposite of what you want to do, right? Is to get in touch with a deeper goal, I guess. Yeah, it makes complete sense. I was doing what I want, okay, yeah. So I found how the situation is already in my system. Now I just need to know how to work with it, or work and move beyond it. And I'm doing that now. So, step one, or the first technique of how to get out of this. You have a goal, you're achieving it. Then there's a subtler goal that you're not in tune with. So maybe get in tune with that goal. But you don't want to, because you're achieving this goal and you're enjoying it too much. Correct. Wholesome action. I guess you need more reasons for wholesome action. Yeah. Wholesome action needs to be established enough for you to prefer being in the state of wholesome action before caring about achieving any goals. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Anyways, so that was that. I'll keep analyzing this later.